Well, hello, this is Rochelle, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm working on a printable designed by Roetz, inspired by Sonia Meisen from My Happy Space 1. And you can follow her on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. She's just a sweetheart here from South Africa, also on Roetz's team. And it's just a beautiful printable inspired by her favorite verse. So I wanted to trace these flowers, and you saw me in the beginning just show you that I traced it on trace paper and then flipped it around so that I have the reverse image to do, because this side of the page is opposite to the actual image that's on the printable. So I wanted to show you that it's not impossible. You can make a plan. Obviously you could have just printed it straight onto trace paper, which would have been a clever idea if I had known that the verse is on the side when I printed and unboxed the whole set. Not a problem. You trace it and just flip it around, put it under your paper, and then Bob's your uncle. So the verse is in Hebrews 13, and it says, "The Lord is my helper, whom shall I fear?" And it's obviously a quote from a verse in the Old Testament, but I wanted to do it here in the Hebrews 13 context, and just really loved these little flowers. I'm not exactly sure what flowers they are. They kind of look like tulips. Let's call them tulips. So just tracing it with a fine liner. So I think I used a 0.3 or a 0.2 to do the major tracing, and then a 0.05 unipen pen to just do the kind of shadows or fine lines inside of the florals to create some shading. Now I'm going to paint with my gelatos today. So scribble down some lychee and some iced rose, and then I'm going to use an aqua brush. Now these aqua brushes are just phenomenal. They have water in their tummy or in their barrel and a self-release valve that you can then, you don't need to squeeze anything, it just, the water flows and is regulated steadily as you need it. So it works perfect with gelatos and watercolor pencils actually, and you can just pick up your pigment like that. Now the reason why I use the two pinks or the iced rose with the lychee is just for depth and a little bit of extra shimmer in certain places. So I'm kind of just picking up the color in that spot in between where the two overlap, and it's just creating some depth and some interest to my flowers and adding some darker shades in the or afterwards, and then obviously using whatever's left over for some splatters. I'm going to do the same with my greens for the leaves. I'm scribbling down olive, and I think it's one of the colors from the iridescent range, so it also has a bit of a shimmer to it, and I'm using that in like gradients or ombre type effect in the flowers so that it goes from dark to light. First picking up all the light colors and adding it at the tops of the leaves where the sun would catch, I would suppose, I don't know. And then using the darker olive color in the base of the leaves, and then kind of blending it into the lighter color so it has that ombre effect. Lots of jargon for coloring in. So all of that to say, I had lots of fun coloring or painting in these flowers. And then I am taking, I think this is the bergamot color, and I'm just doing that on the bases or on the stems of these flowers just so that it's extra dark, and there's some variation which gives it some depth. And then not to waste, use what's left over as splatters. Again, using my fine liner, I think again this is the 0.3, not too sure, either 0.3 or 0.2, and I'm tracing the outlines of these words. So I didn't want the bold words, I kind of wanted it softer, and the way to do it softer is then to have it kind of just the outlines. And I enjoyed this so much because it reminded me of when we did bubble lettering in school. I don't know if anybody else did that, but we had fun doing bubble lettering in school. So I just put the two kind of sentiments there. The Lord is my helper, whom shall I fear? And I'm going to leave that as is, or am I? I am also using a printable by Roetz with these hearts, and I'm just arranging them in no particular order, just having fun with putting them in different places. Getting back to the verse, you know, this has been such a tough week, and I'm so thankful that this verse is true in my life, and I just need to quiet down and stand still and take a moment to just remember that God is my helper. He'll fight for me. I don't need to fear. I don't need to worry. I don't need to try and make it work on my own. He is my helper, and I need not fear, not anything or anyone. So God's got this, girl. You need to know that when you place your trust in Him, He's there with you, for you, to keep your hands up and keep you strong, and you need not worry at all. Just a side note, this is the Wink of Stella glitter pen. It's just gorgeous. It's also a brush pen similar to the aqua brush that you just saw me use. It's just got glitter ink on the inside of its barrel, and you do need to push this one a bit to get it out. But there you go. That's pretty much the page. Stand strong. Having done all, stand. And I am so thankful that you joined me today, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye bye.